Welcome to Bending Jeeps, where we take our bus, the Big Blue Hauler, and our two Jeeps around America, and we explore great trails. Today, we are outside of Leadville, I think that's the closest big city, on Holy Cross City Trail. It is central Colorado. Up ahead is the sign for Holy Cross City 4x4 Trail, and it says, what does it say? 33-inch tall, 33-inch tall tires. Locking differential. It's got a lot of stuff. Now the question is how old is that sign and how much does it really pertain to the trail conditions nowadays? So we'll find out. We're hitting Holy Cross City Trail on 33s.
The first stage of the trail kind of lulls you into confidence because it's pretty easy. It's just a long uphill switchback climb.
My wife's 98 TJ is the green one with a 4-inch rough country long arm, a Spartan front locker, and 33 Super Swamper SSRs. She is aired down to about, 8, maybe 10 pounds, and the Jeep is enjoying the trail. My friend Brad is coming up behind her in his Rubicon. He's running a 2.5-inch lift and 33-inch tires, and lots of skid plates. Other than that, the Jeep's largely stock, and my 4-cylinder red TJ is a stick shift with 410 gears and 33-inch boggers. It too handled the trail awesomely. That tire was gripping the rock for all it's worth. My team behind me, my wife, my friend Brad, and his girlfriend Danielle, they're doing awesome spotting for each other by radio as we pass by these obstacles. So that's keeping us moving and keeping us from doing dumb stuff like bending a tie rod or something like that from just running into a rock. You don't want the simple mistakes to take you out of an epic ride like this. Back this way, you got it. Thank you. Good job. Break time on the trail. Annie practices her rock crawling. Look at her go. Although, she gotta come back down. Yeah, same problem with the Jeeps. Easy to climb up, not so hard when you gotta nose down it. All right, and up ahead of us is the famous Beyond This Point sign. Blah, 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 damage, blah, blah, blah. So what is that? Awesome. Way to go.
One thing you may notice about our trail riding is we'll bump into an obstacle a few times and use just enough momentum to get over it. We do carry spare axle shafts for the TJs, but you really don't want to have to stop on the trail to change that stuff out. So just enough momentum to get the job done. Just a bump, 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 and off you go.
Yeah, look at that JK belly getting a little rub. He's got it. All he's got to do is climb. He's got the clearance. All right. These skid plates are awesome. This trail is full of fun little obstacles like this here. I probably should get out and look at it, but I think I can split the notch in the boulders and then climb the back wall. We'll see.
trail really has 3 or 4 tough spots, and this ledge is one of them. You've got to come into it, dive down to the corner next to a big boulder, and climb up the notch at the end if you're on small tires like us. It seemed like the best line. It was easy enough, and even Brad with his low breakover angle on his JKU Rubicon didn't have a real problem with this. Later on, we would encounter a Australian YouTube channel climbing the obstacle as we were coming back down it, and they had broken a hub. Once they got to the top of it into the little rocky area, they bent a JK or JL tie rod, and I don't know what else they broke, but they were just having a hard time in this spot, and gracefully they let us filter through their group and head on down the trail at the end of the day.
Turn is hard, but that's a good line. You're making it. Keep that turn going. You're about 1.5 feet away from that rock that's going to bring you up. You're still doing good. Making contact now. You're going to start climbing on the passenger side. Looking good. You can start straightening. Right there's good. All right, now you're coming up on the passenger side again. Perfect. Right there. Keep it straight right there. Come on, climb, you old mule, climb. There you go. All right, so.
We're actually in the river crossing here, and I'm not sure how high that water gets during like snowmelt season or after storms, but it was just a couple inches deep where we were, so nothing to be worried about there. But we are approaching the crossing with the big boulders, and that is where we had a little adventure in the day.
Forward hard passenger. Let's see what happens real quick. Easy as you go. I want to see what's going on. You got it. Back end's getting ready to start climbing. Nope. Alright. Back up. Just the way you are, back up. Yeah, keep backing up. Alright, straighten it out, keep backing up. Come on back, come on back. We're going to go all the way back. Keep going. All right, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right, now come hard passenger toward me. All right, keep coming. All right, driver. Right there, come on. See if it'll climb. There you go, keep going, driver. Don't go too crazy once you make the bump. Good job. All right. Passengers climbing. All right. You're clear on this side. Might get a belly rub before the front end goes up again, but all right, front's lifting again. Bring it my way a little bit. There you go. It's lifting that belly up. All right, straighten it out. Come on, tire. I want you slipping off that rock. Stop. All right, stop. Passenger back up. Keep going back. All right, one more. All right, driver forward. All right, good there. Just get the grip. It's gonna climb. All it needs is that pure traction. So close.
You can see from the not exciting video and the slowness and the amount of spotting that we are really attempting not to damage things on the trail.
All right, we're good back here.
You are a long way from home, a long way from the trail entrance, and 3 vehicles I would consider the minimum to go in a group to do this trail. You know, if one breaks, you have 2 to drag them out. If 2 break, you've still got 1 to ride out in.
You got it.
Except for when I drive.
There you go, just straighten out.
So I picked a hard line, and my spotter was helping me do a hard line. And because of my Jeep's lightweight and weaker motor, I said, you know, I can try harder stuff and, you know, have a less of a chance of breaking. Well, sort of.
No, hold on, let me get closer.
Let's take a moment and look at what's going on with my passenger side front coil spring and shock. So this is what trying the hard stuff does. You run the risk of some damage. I had pushed my axle back, it had sheared the bolts off on the bottom of the shock, it was letting the suspension droop like crazy, and the spring had come dismounted from its bucket. So luckily my spotters and friends, and they all caught it, and we stopped and checked out the problem. The fix wasn't hard, just take out the old shock, reseat the spring, and continue on a little more carefully. After a few minutes delay, we had the shock out, spring in, and we're back on the trail. And I told myself, well, I'm going to be really conscious of this passenger side front from now on and not overflex it for the rest of the trail ride. And I honestly forgot about it within about 15 minutes.
And we did it. We made it up the trail. It was tough. We've got 1 bent shock, a lot of skid plate abuse, but the important thing is this was a badge of honor trail that actually was a badge of honor trail. It's not like the sand road in Florida and dirt roads you see in some places. So we did it. We're gonna go explore Holy Cross, check out our Jeeps, and hopefully get back on the trail before it rains. Oh, and Annie. Annie has to get out too. Where's she at? Passenger seat. So Annie the schoolie cat and Annie the Jeep cat out here at Holy Cross, checking out the view. And we saw there's a house way up there. Let me zoom in. That is very interesting. All right, Annie's pulling my leash again. She wanting to go rock crawling. All right. So luckily my wife is observant on the trail, and she noticed that Brad was ahead of her, leaving a racing stripe, and it was a bent back differential cover. So Brad hammered it back into place. Looks like it stopped leaking. We added some gear oil. We'll do a little cleanup and we'll be on the way again. So Michelle takes the line with the biggest rocks to cross back over the stream. Let's see what she's got going on. She's actually doing a good job making it. Whoa! You got it, Shell. Go ahead and go driver. There you go. You got it. Front's lifting up in a second. Now you're going to drop off in the water in another second. You got it. Yeah, just like I planned. You're good, baby. The rear's gonna drop in 3, 2, 1, half, 0. All right, folks, we're heading down from Holy Cross City now. We made it. I guess I shouldn't say we made it until we actually get to the very end of the trail, because there's still plenty of room for incidents to happen. So far, damage-wise, the JKU with a 2.5-inch lift and 33s has bent exhaust tip and bent differential cover, which we were able to hammer back into place to get the leak stopped and refill it. My wife's green TJ, she's got rock rash on one wheel. I'm pretty sure she's got some rock rash underneath, but it's all pretty good. My Jeep had the bent shock, dislocated spring, and stream crossing. And then I know my skid plates have taken a beating. So that's the damage report. My impression of Holy Cross City Trail. It's a tough one. It's worthy of an honor badge. There's a lot of other trails that are not, they don't seem like they're really worth it. The recommendation for 33s, I think it's fair to say 33s are a good minimum. My wife's TJ is a 4-inch long arm with 33s. It has stuffed the tires all the way up to the flares on this trail. But she has not incurred significant damage to skid plates and bumpers. Stick shift life. I have gotten lots of hits on mine. I've got 2.5-inch suspension, 2-inch body on 33-inch boggers, and I have hit fuel tank skids and rockers a lot. Brad's Rubicon JKU on 2.5-inch lift and 285 17s are basically a 33 or a 32. He's rubbed a lot. He's got aftermarket skid plates. So I would tell anybody that is probably your minimum. 4-inch suspension on a TJ, 33s, a locker, at least 2.5, and 33s on a JKU. I don't know nothing about JLs. Don't care. No, I'm just kidding. I'd help a JL out too. So if you want the minimum amount of damage, go ahead and come prepared with lockers, at least one, winch, hardened bumpers, skid plates. Because you'll need them on this trail. This is a trail worthy of all that gear. You bought it, you've been driving around the mall forever. This is the trail where you take it out and test all that junk out. Also, bring some extra junk with you. We got a full complement of tools, extra fluids. Turned out we needed the gear oil. In a pinch, what would we have done without gear oil? Well, pretty much any kind of oil would have got us off the trail, right? Motor oil, hopefully something heavyweight that'll sling around in there a little bit. But yeah, you guys are gonna love this trail. Can you do it on something smaller? Probably. You're gonna bend some metal, scrape a little bit, probably winch more. Don't do it on the weekend when everybody else is around, because you probably get a little irritated if you're blocking the trail. And I'll have more to follow once we get off this trail, because getting off this without damage was almost going to be as hard as going up it without damage.
They don't tell you there's a long, easy gravel road coming off the trail, but we rally raced down that, eventually got back to the bus and loaded up, and we had a great time on Holy Cross, made lots of memories, got to hang out with our friends, and enjoyed the beautiful wilderness of Colorado. So get out there and go do it. Until next time, it's Travis and Michelle and Annie and Brad and everybody out bending Jeeps, wishing you happy trails.